We're going to get back to our lead story, which is the nomination of Max Baucus, the senator from Montana, as the next ambassador to China. Joining us to talk a little bit more about the breaking news, Scott Bates. He's president of the Center for National Policy. Thanks so much for coming in. You know, if you look at his resume, this is a guy who comes from the Midwest. He was on the Agriculture Committee, Taxation, Senate Finance, not Foreign Relations. Seems like an odd choice to some. What's your thoughts?
No, I think he's a great choice. He'd say he's from the Mountain West. It's a little bit different. Montana actually relies on exports, and it looks to the West. It looks to the Pacific for its trade. Max Baucus has been in the Senate for 3 decades. He knows the body like no other, and I think it makes a lot of sense for a U.S. ambassador to China to have direct tie-in with the President of the United States, which Baucus does. Obama's old campaign manager is a key operative of the Baucus machine as well. So Baucus has a close relationship with the president. He can explain policy in China to members of the Senate, which is going to be very important in years to come. So it may seem counterintuitive, but I think it makes a heck of a lot of sense.
How will it be received in China, do you believe?
Well, that's a great question. I mean, for those students of American politics, they will look at this and say the United States takes China very seriously. This is a key player in the U.S. Senate, a close ally of the president's. And, you know, Baucus has been around. He's been around the Senate for so long. There are probably only a handful of senators that have more experience than him in domestic politics. But he's been part of important decisions on war and peace in the U.S. Senate for the last 3 decades. So he's been there and done that.
Gary Locke is outgoing, former governor of Washington. He was the first Chinese-American Commerce Secretary, the first Chinese-American governor. And in that respect, it seemed like a good choice. Prior to that, John Huntsman, very fluent in Mandarin.
Right.
I don't suspect Max Baucus is he?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't speak to that. But I can tell you this. He'll be able to talk the language of politics with China's top leaders. He's been at the top level of American politics for a long time. And I think that he'll be able to understand how to explain American policy in times of crisis to Chinese leaders and be able to hopefully explain Chinese needs and desires and interests to his old colleagues in the U.S. Senate and to the White House, too. So for having a Politico in there, I think makes a lot of sense.
You mentioned politics and politics and politics, but politics is probably also at play here. You've got a Democratic governor in Montana. Right. If he leaves, he gets to pick who his replacement is, at least on an interim basis. And here in the United States Senate, the Democrats are kind of playing from behind, aren't they?
Well, we are. We can't, I shouldn't say, but I'll let you know I'm a Democrat. So we can't, the Democrats cannot afford to lose too many seats. And already it's going to be a razor-thin margin in 2014 by most projections. So this is a very important, I think it's a win-win for the administration, for the Senate Democrats, and for U.S.-China relations as well. So
the Chinese should not look at this as a slap in the face, no, in the sense that this actually is done in favor of the Democrats hopefully holding on to a seat?
Well, I think you can look at this if you're from Beijing's perspective and say we have a very serious political player who has direct access to the White House. So if you're looking for a symbol, that's one thing. If you're looking for somebody to maneuver the dangerous shoals of this new relationship, new great power relationship, Baucus could be a great man in that position.
All right, Scott Bates, thanks for coming in, giving us your analysis. Appreciate it.
Thank you.